Shout out to Goldtrin Scratcher for joining our Discord server. Server links will be given in the description.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Lil Scratchers, and this is part 3 of how to make an Android game in Scratch. I'm so sorry for not uploading for a few months because I had my tests going and all, and I had to study for it really hard, and all those stuff. But don't worry, I'm back over here, and this is part 3 of how to make an Android game in Scratch. So we are going to be continuing this series, and I guess there might be one more part left, but let's see. So, in the last 2 episodes, we did the start screen, we did this dummy Flappy Bird, we made a play button, we made the countdown, we made these hills move around, we made the Flappy Bird itself, we made the pipes, and we made a scoring system. And we also made a losing system. Makes sense, right? So our game is done, technically, but it needs some kind of touch-up. So, what it needs is a main menu screen, a restart screen where you can either restart the game or go back to the main menu. So, doing that is pretty easy. All you need is a main screen, a game over screen, and 2 buttons, and showing your score, high score and stuff. All of that easy things. So, let's get started. So let's go down over here and let's paint up a new sprite. I'm gonna be calling this Game Over. And let me take the triangle tool and make a triangle with outline 10 maybe. These are all your choices. And boom, there we go. I'll make this go to 0, 0. Perfect. I will make it a bit longer. Wait, give me a sec. Yep, I'll make it a bit longer. A bit thicker. And I'm gonna center that. Perfect. So, this is the base of the game over screen. Let's add some text in it. So I'm going to be having a black color saying game over, or maybe you lost or something. Anything is cool, but I'm going to go with you lost. You can pick. You can add in any text you want, or you can also say you lost boomer. So I'm going to bring this up like that. And also, I'm going to be adding a final score. So that is our final score. And also we'll make another detail, a detail where we make the Flappy Bird look like it's crying because it's sad, because you lost. So I'm gonna take the Flappy Bird again and throw that in the center, bring it up and make that small, a bit more small, and bring that back in the center, bring it up a bit bigger maybe. You can go ahead and play around with these sizes. I'm just gonna pick a particular size, something like this. It looks kind of blurry for me, or is it my eyesight? Okay, that's it. And we're gonna make a oval shape or a circle kind of shape. We're gonna zoom in and make some changes. So for example, I'm not the greatest artist over here, so I'm gonna try my best and make a teardrop as soon as I can. So maybe that teardrop, it works. Sad kid. And this is where our score is gonna lie. And here are gonna be our two buttons. So let's go ahead and make two more buttons over there. So let's make one button with a gray filling because it needs to be somewhat different from the background. Outline maybe 10. I like 10 outline. Outline 10. And there we go. We got a button. I'm gonna call this restart. And make that black. Make it big and center it. Better. Now I'm gonna call this restart. I'm just gonna copy and paste or duplicate this, and I'm gonna call this menu. Center that. So that's gonna be right down there. So I'm gonna make these go to X zeros. And also let's make a new variable called final score. I think I already made one over here. So I made this new variable called final score, which is gonna go over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and edit that. Edit this part really quickly. Edit the background really quickly so that the score is actually centered. Yep, somewhat like that. So there we go. We got our screen, our game over screen, or the you lost screen. Easy peasy, right? So what can we do is we can start coding this. But first, let's go on and code the game over screen. So let me go ahead and pick the game over here really quickly. There we go. And let's see what code are we gonna put here today. So when the green flag is clicked, you have to hide because duh, makes sense. You don't have to show it. But when I receive you lose, then you go to 0, 0 and you show it up. Where's the show button? Yeah, the show block is over here. And also when I receive start countdown, you are gonna hide. Because when we make the restart buttons, it's gonna work that way. So let's go ahead with the code for the restart button. So the code for the restart button is somewhat similar to the background, which the showing and the hiding stuff. So when the green flag is clicked, hide, stop other scripts in Sprite because we're gonna add some scripts in here. And when I receive start countdown, you still hide and stop other scripts in Sprite. But when I receive you lose, this is where our main code begins. We are gonna be doing go to x0 y negative 108, somewhere around here, so that is its place. And then we're gonna go ahead and do show. So once we show, we are gonna wait 1 second, and then we can go ahead and do a forever loop. Now in this forever loop, we are gonna be adding an if else statement and saying that if touching the mouse pointer, which means you're touching the restart button, then you can go ahead and set the brightness effect to 30. So we're gonna do this little effect whenever this thing is being touched by the mouse pointer. And then we're gonna say if the mouse is down, so if touching mouse pointer, inside that loop, we're gonna add another if statement telling that if mouse down, then you broadcast start countdown because we want the game to restart again. And then we can go ahead and hide and then do a wait until block. So wait until the mouse is not down and put that in there. And then we're gonna do stop other scripts in Sprite and stop this script as well, so that it all finishes perfectly without any lag or something, without any more code which is being processed by the same time. Also, else we're gonna set the brightness effect to 0. And also at the start of the game, we set the brightness effect to 0. So that's about it, I guess, for the restart button. So let's head over to the menu button. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take up all of these code and yeet it over there. So I'm gonna yeet all these 3 blocks of code into here. There we go. So it's basically the same code. It's just that we're gonna make another broadcast, and this broadcast is gonna be known game opened. So this game opened should be called when this button should be called when this green button is pressed. So doing that is pretty easy. You can just go to the buttons and you can go to the play button, get rid of all of these, keep both of them aside, and what you can do is pretty simple. You can just say when I receive game open, you do all of these stuff, and when the green flag is clicked, you broadcast game open. Do the same thing for the title and the dummy. So just gonna replace all of the when green flag clicked with the game opened. That's pretty much it. So since we are doing that to everything, since we are doing that to these 3 things, we need to make sure that when I receive game opened, you have to hide these as well. So let me go ahead and, for safety purposes, so to make sure that there are no lags or anything, I'm just gonna take this block, this when I receive game open hide, and gonna put that to all the blocks, all the sprites which I can see, except for the top 3 ones, except for the play button, the title, and the dummy. And also, let's just make sure that the final score is working. So I'm gonna say when I So this is happening in the background. So when I receive green flag, you hide the variable final score, and when I receive you lose, so when I receive you lose, you can go ahead and where is that? Yeah, you can show the variable final score, but before you show the variable final score, you're supposed to do some things. So inside the when green flag clicked, we're gonna add in a forever loop stating that always set the final score to the 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 score, just the score. What are these variables doing in here? So we set the final score to the score. That's all is happening. So what is happening is when the game starts, it makes sure that every point you make is showed up in here, and whatever value is showed up in the score, that value is being transferred to the final score as well. And also, when I receive you lose, you have to just go ahead and hide your score variable. So now let's go and test this out. So there we go. We can jump. We can collect points, and let's see what happens if I die. So if I die, the menu screen appears, but this doesn't. Oh, I see what happened over there. So what happened is, since we put the same code, these coordinates are also technically the same. So to get rid of that problem, I'm just gonna bring this guy somewhere down over here with X2. And I'm gonna go to motions and just change all of these. So now let's play the game and test it out. So let's just die without even doing anything. And if I click on menu, I get back over here. And I can play the game again. But this still stays over here. So we can get rid of that later. So if I just fall again and I click restart, the game starts. Let's see if the pipe spawnings are the same. And they are working like a charm. But just for the sake of being careful, what we can do is when I receive game opened, delete this clone. When I receive start game, delete this clone. Wait, no, not when I receive start game, because the game is actually starting right now. And okay, that's it. We are done, but the only problem is these variables are not showing up there exactly the same way, so let's fix that up as well. So let's head over to variables, and this is happening in the background. What I can do is when the green flag is clicked, show the score variable, and also when I receive start countdown, show the variable. Okay, when the green flag is clicked, you don't show this variable, but only when the start countdown is given, you show the variable. So now let's test it out. Alright. Let's die. And let's go to menu. It still appears in there. Okay, so let's go to start game and hide all of these variables, hide these variables. Hide only the final score variable, and just do this for the game opened as well as for the start countdown. Start countdown. So now it should work. Let's see if it works properly. I'm sorry guys if I'm making many mistakes, because mistakes happen, but not so many, but yeah. So let's go to menu and it works. And it shows up over here. Now let's try restarting and it works as well. So let's just do some final, play testing. So I'm gonna go up in here and then I'm gonna go stay here and then I'm gonna down 5 points, 6 points, and it says score 6 points. This guy is crying over here, and if you go to menu and start the game, it says 0 points, and if we fall down again, we get 0 points. So this continues as an infinite loop. But what do we need to make a perfect game? Sound effects. So creating sound effects are pretty easy, and if you go to the pipe, we can see this over here. So what we can do here is go to sound and then choose a sound, and I'm gonna choose the coin sound, which goes something like this. So I'm gonna add that sound, make it a bit softer. Yep, there we go. And over here we're gonna play that sound. So change it and then play the sound coin. Start the sound coin. So now let's go ahead and do our final play testing. Okay, I didn't score a point that time. Let's see it again. And as you can see, we got that sound. So, I guess this is the end of today's video. So that's it guys. I'm gonna end this video here. If you liked it, smash that like button. And in the next part, we will be looking at how to turn this ASB3 file into an APK file. So I'll see you guys next time. By that time, make sure you join our Discord server where you can get shoutouts and so many more advantages. My name is Param8000. This is Little Scratchers, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.